Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Spiritual Growth Journeys, wherever you are on this beautiful spinning orb. And yes, it is a beautiful spinning orb, not a flat one. And if you comment in the comments that it's flat, I will delete you because that is a 3-letter organization psyop. So no commenting about the shape of the planet, please. Welcome back here. If you are new to this channel, my name is Kimberly Palm, and I am a spiritual teacher, author of the books Ascension 101, A Roadmap for Your Soul, and The Real Fountain of Youth, an Introduction to the Peace Stress Management System. I am a metaphysician, or what they call a teacher of all things metaphysics, esoteric, spirituality, paranormal, supernatural, all of those types of subjects. And that is what we do here on this wonderful channel. Either I present the topics or I interview people who are experts. We also cover things like self-healing, energy medicine, energy healing, quantum physics, extraterrestrials, space, all sorts of wonderful topics that we cover here. Lots of controversial stuff. We also talk about sometimes the current events happening on the planet. I do not go into politics too much on this channel because I do not want my channel to get closed down, and I don't want to be booted off. So I don't really discuss, I'm going to move this camera over a little. Let's see, there we go. So I'm actually looking into the camera, not looking somewhere else. I do not just go deep into discussing politics. I will discuss current events on this channel and how you can navigate the current events on a spiritual level and an emotional level and a physical level, taking care of your body, taking care of your emotions, dealing with your family and your friends, all that type of thing in relation to all the things happening. Sometimes we will also talk about future prophecies of what is coming. And on all levels, whether it's politics, world religion, banking, whatever, what is coming, we'll talk about that from time to time on here. But we are very careful to not go too deeply into the political stuff because I'm trying to keep my channel up and running and not getting shut down like a lot of the truthers out there, like Jayco and Monkeyworks and some of these people that get like shut down off of YouTube because they're covering a lot of political type of things. So we don't talk about that here. But today I have a really exciting topic. Today we're going to talk about this little guy here. I'm going to share this with you. If you can see, actually, I'm going to take this off. It's easier. This is called a Merkaba or a Merkaba, if you can see that. Ta-da! Anyways, magical thing that it is. This one is made out of amethyst quartz crystal. So several days ago, I woke up in the morning with one of my female angels, because I have both female and male guardian angels that watch over me. And one of my female angels said to me that I need to use either a Merkaba made of purple amethyst, or I need to use a purple amethyst crystal with a Merkaba. So, and you can pronounce Merkaba. Everybody pronounces it different. Some people call it Merkaba. Some people call it Merkaba. You can pronounce it however you want. It doesn't really matter how you pronounce it. And a Merkaba is an ancient, very, very, very ancient, we're talking billions of years old, sacred symbol. So there's what's called sacred geometry symbols. This is one of them. This is let's see if I can get this in the camera properly. Ooh, I have a hard time holding it there we go. That's the tree of life. That's one of my rings. And then there's this one. This is another ring. I can't get it off, so I'll just show you, but that's a flower of life, if you can see that. There we go. See if I can get it in the camera. It's kind of hard. Ta-da! I don't know if the camera will focus in on it or not, but it's the flower of life. It's kind of hard to see. So those are all, so I'm wearing 3 very ancient sacred geometry symbols on my body today because I kind of want to discuss those with you, but mainly the Merkaba or the Merkaba, however you want to pronounce it. So today what you are going to learn about is what this thing is, what is the history of this, the origin, where it came from, why this is so important for you, why you should be wearing one on your body every single day, and you should be doing a Merkaba meditation as well. And I'll teach you how. I'm going to teach you how to power up your own real Merkaba, because believe it or not, you have one around you right now. Mine expands out 7 feet away from my body. So you can expand it out as far as you want. Mine is currently at 7 feet. And there's a reason for that, which I'm not going to go into today. But that is what we're going to discuss today. And I'm so excited. I was so worried about talking to you about this first that I haven't made this video. I've been procrastinating and putting this video off for months and months and months and months. And the reason why is because there's so much information on it. I didn't want to goof it up, and I didn't want to, because when I get really excited or passionate about something, sometimes I will forget a lot of stuff that's important, and I didn't want to forget anything to tell you that was important. So what I did is I decided I'm just going to write notes, and I'm going to do the best I can with the notes. I've got 2 pages of notes here to go over to explain this to you. And I'm going to try to do it in a specific order, but I may have to backtrack if I forget something because there's just so much information about this. I just want to make sure that you guys all go away today knowing as much truth as possible and as much helpful information and lessons as possible to help you on your journey. The purpose of this channel is not for me to get rich or famous. I have no freaking interest in that whatsoever. I am only on YouTube as a teacher because I was put on earth to serve humanity as a teacher. And this is a place for me to provide free information to all the people who either can or cannot afford to take classes with me or work with me in that level. And also because we're in a situation where I can't go around and speak all over the world like I would like to do. I would love to travel the world and speak to everybody and teach classes in person, and I can't do that right now. So I'm using this as my worldwide platform to get the information out, to get the teaching, the training, because this is what Yeshua asked me to do back in 2011. He told me to continue his work. So this is what I'm doing. Teaching. I'm here teaching, and the books that I have available, Ascension 101 and The Real Fountain of Youth, were both channeled books from him. He gave both of those to me. The Ascension book was probably most like 70-80% channeled information. The Real Fountain of Youth, part of it was channeled. The rest of it was years and years and years and years, like 30 years of my own research and hard work and trial and error experiential experiences to write that book. So because it's all a whole body, mind, spirit healing program, and both of those are on Amazon if you're interested. And I highly recommend not only that you read them, but that you become kind of a counselor like I am and a teacher, and you use the information you learn in those 2 books to share with people in your family, your friends, everybody who's awake. So people who are newly awake, they really, really need, here, let me get this. So this is the most important book. It's Ascension 101, a roadmap for your soul. I'm going to turn all of you into apostles, and not my apostles of Yeshua, because he's the one he gets all the credit, all the glory, all the praise, because that information came to me from him. I had no intention of writing that book or even knew about it or knew anything. He answered all my questions in that book and your questions. And so it answers all the important questions like, what is God? Who is God? All that important stuff. And he told me to get it out to as many people as possible who are newly awake, so they will not be confused and upset, and they will understand who God is, who really God is, because all of the religions have been completely perverted by the bad guys, by the baddies, as Elena Denon likes to call them. And the religions have been completely manipulated and twisted. And so there's a lot of truths in that book that came directly from Yeshua, explaining to me what are demons, what's the ascension, what are we going through right now, all of the body symptoms you're having and the positive and negative spiritual symptoms that you're having, everything that you are experiencing is all in that book. And you need to not only read that book cover to cover one or more times, but you need to take the information that you learn in that and go out and be an apostle with it and help all the poor, beautiful souls on this planet who are newly waking up. They're all waking up and they're lost. They're totally lost. They don't know where to go. I just had 3 emails this week from different people saying, I just recently woke up and I'm lost and I don't even know where to start. And what I tell them is start with that book, because it tells you what is God, why are we ascending, what is your soul, who are you, what are you, where are you going, what's your purpose here? A whole chapter on why you are here, what the heck did you come here for? What is the purpose of you existing even? So these are questions that all the people who just wake up and they're feeling really lost and really upset and angry because everything they've been told has been a lie since they were born. The information in that book is going to help calm them down, help them to figure out a path. That's why it's called a roadmap for your soul, because at the end of the book, you get to create a whole roadmap, a spiritual roadmap for your soul of where you're going and what you're doing. So it basically gets people started on a spiritual path of enlightenment, to get to know God, source better, our one prime true creator that made our souls, the angelic realm, the ascended masters, your higher self, your inner Holy Spirit. It really gets you on a path to learn all that. So the Merkaba or Merkaba, as we're going to talk about today, this little guy, and I have one hanging up on the ceiling up there. You can't see it because of the camera, but today that is a really important part of the spiritual journey. So the name Merkaba or Merkaba actually comes from ancient Egypt and from there's a military plane going right over the top of my house right now. We live near a military base and the military planes go crazy around here, and we know they're up to something. What they're up to, I don't know. I don't want to know. I don't want them showing up here. So, but they fly over all day, and they're quite noisy. So, the word Merkaba comes from ancient Egypt, and it also is an ancient Hebrew, an ancient Aramaic term. And Mer, the part of Mer means light. Ka means spirit, and Ba is body. So when these 3 words are put together, they mean union of the spirit and one's body, surrounded by light. We are light. I am the light, the truth, the way. So are you. We all are. We are all the light, the truth, the way. The word Merkaba is believed to be Egyptian in origin, but it's also Hebrew too. So who knows? And we don't know. Nobody really knows which came first, the chicken or the egg. So nobody knows if the word Merkaba came out of ancient Egypt first or if it came out of ancient Hebrew. However, the ancient Jews and the ancient Egyptians have been teaching about the Merkaba for thousands of years. But here's the interesting catch. The word Merkaba is just a word created thousands of years ago. The actual Merkaba has been around since the beginning of time, since the beginning of God creating everything. And you're about to find out why. So even the extraterrestrials know about this and tell you to wear one. In fact, if you go to Elena Danon's channel, she communicates with Thorhan and a bunch of these guys up on these ships. They told her to wear this to protect herself all the time. And everybody should wear one is what they say, because they know all about it. The Merkaba, they don't call it a Merkaba. They may call it some other name, because Merkaba was a name created on the earth in an earth human language, but they call it who knows what. But they've known about it always, because all the ancient beings going all the way back to the beginning of time know what this thing is. So you're probably going, what is it already? Tell us, darn it, tell us. I can just read your thoughts right now. So why it is so ancient and incredible is because it is your light body vessel. It's kind of like the thing around you that carries your light body, your your soul from place to place to place all over the universe. Okay, so every soul that God creates has a Merkaba. Every one of us have it. It's part of our light body. Okay. So some people say it is the light body. Some people say it's the vessel protecting the light body. It doesn't really matter. Okay. Splitting hairs is not so good. Okay. So it doesn't matter if you say it is your light body or it's part of your light body or it protects your light body. Everything I'm going to teach you today will cover all those bases. So whether you think it's one or the other, it doesn't matter. Everything I talk to you about will cover all of that. So basically, you're going to love this. Okay, we know that the Bible has some truths in it. Okay, it's not completely true. There's some truths in it, and then there's a lot of baloney in it because they created it to control humanity. But some of it was stories that were used to teach children, starting when they were young in ancient Hebrew times, to teach them how to be good human beings, how to behave, how to honor God. You know, a lot of it is just parables and stories, analogies and stories, and representations to show people, symbolic, to teach you how to be a good person and have a good life. But a lot of the stuff, some of it was made up, some of it is true. Well, one of the things that's interesting is Merkaba symbol was in the Bible. It was mentioned 44 times in the Bible. Okay. It was mentioned 44 times. It was found in the book of Ezekiel. Okay. Ezekiel talked about it a lot. Why? Because Ezekiel was also the creator of the ancient Essene tradition, which is what Yeshua was. He was an Essene. And all of the scrolls that they took, that the baddies, the bad guys, the cabal, shouldn't have said their name on there. Hopefully they don't flag me for that. They took the scrolls, the Dead Sea Scrolls, which were created by the Essenes, and that is what they used to create the Bible. I've talked about this on various other videos, so don't ask me to answer the question in this video about that, because you can go to any of my other videos and find out all about the Essenes, all about the Bible, all of that information on other videos. But I just wanted to point that out, that Ezekiel, who founded the Essene order, which is all over the world. It was started in Israel, but it spread all over the world. He knew all about and taught all about the Merkaba and how to use it and what to do with it. And it found its way into the Bible 44 times, which is just crazy, just absolutely crazy. So it's basically made of, so if you can see this little guy, let's see if I can hold it in a way. So let's see if I can hold it. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So it's basically two perfect triangles or perfect pyramids. It's really two perfect tetrahedrons or pyramids, which fit together and they spin in opposite directions. So basically the top pyramid symbolizes divine masculine, and it spins in a clockwise direction. And the bottom one is divine feminine and spins the opposite, counterclockwise direction. So it's supposed to be the combination of both the divine masculine and the divine feminine energies. Every single person in the world has an energy field around them, regardless of if they're aware of it or not. Everybody has this thing around them right now. I have this thing around me right now. Mine is 7 feet out. You have it around you as well. I can't tell you right now how many feet out yours is. That's up to you to figure out through meditation and connecting with Source, connecting with God. It's up to you to figure that out, because you can actually make it however big you want to make it. You actually have control over this thing. So it's yours. It's nobody else's. Nobody's controlling it and pushing a button and controlling your Merkaba. So the Merkaba it represents divinity and purity. It represents divine energy while constantly harmonizing, spinning, balancing, moving, and flowing in all four directions ceaselessly. And the energy field created by the Merkaba extends totally outside of your body. They even say that it surrounds planets in the solar system. Everything has a Merkaba, like everything has it. It's a sacred geometry symbol that is like an energy field that is on everything. So it's really quite incredible. The main part of literature about the Merkaba was created a couple thousand years ago, but there are also references to it in the literature of the Hasidei Ashkenaz, a mystical and ascetic Jewish movement that took place in the Middle Ages. They talked about it and taught it a lot. Of course, the ancient Essenes, which was Jesus Christ, Yeshua, his family and teachers, and where he learned everything he learned, they taught about this guy, the Merkaba. They taught about it in that culture for thousands of years. And basically, the energies of this thing come together in perfect balance, and the union results in the activation of protection and a protection and light around your body, which transports your awareness to higher realms and higher dimensions. You can also use it to travel throughout all space and time. You use your Merkaba to travel through space and time. It reminds people the potential power that can be yielded when you find balance and you unite your own energies. So understanding how to work with it helps you to also manifest your desires. It helps you manifest, because when you work with the Merkaba, it powers you up. It's kind of like your giant battery booster. It powers you up, and it helps you to create and manifest what you want in your life. So it's similar to that of a star, and it is a transportation for the body and spirit to the higher realms, and it can be activated through breathing techniques and meditation, and it will support you no matter where you wish to go. So if you wanted to literally go into a meditation, power up your Merkaba, you could probably travel out of the planet anywhere you wanted to go through your stargate, which is in your pineal gland. Your pineal gland is one of the stargates. There's 22 actual stargates on this earth that ships come and go out of, but you have your own stargate actually in your pineal. You can actually transverse all time, space, and dimension anytime you want. You do it through meditation, but I will warn you, if you're going to do that kind of stuff, it's highly dangerous in this time period if we were on another planet, which was a higher density planet, like 7 density or something, it would be easier. But because we're a 3rd density fear-based planet right now, going into 4th, and there's so many demonic entities here, it's highly dangerous for you to astral yourself around without taking proper protection. So calling in Archangel Michael, calling in your angels, calling in God to power you up and protect you, because if you leave your physical body, there are demonics waiting to just jump right in and take you over. So I do not recommend you, after you get off watching this video, that you go lie down and try to astral out into space in your Merkaba. I mean, I've done it when I was young and stupid and didn't know any better many times, which is why I know that this rock that we're on is round, not flat. I've seen it. But I don't recommend that, because luckily for me, I just was very protected, but the demonic activity on the earth is so extreme right now that it's super dangerous, because they're holding on to dear life, because they know they're all being kicked off the planet. With the planet ascending right now, they're all being kicked out of here, and they are going to take as many people out with them as they can. So I don't recommend that you do any kind of astral work right now at this time, unless you are 100% sure that you're going to be fully protected and you're psychic enough and connected enough to your team that you know that they told you it's okay, that you can actually talk to them yourself and ask them for permission, and they say, yeah, we will watch over you, you'll be okay. I do not recommend it otherwise. But you can power up your Merkaba while you're here in this body, anywhere you want to go, any day of the week. And we will talk about that in a minute. So one thing I want to talk to you about that's some truth that probably nobody on social media knows or is talking about this. And this is biblical truth, because on this channel, I am setting straight a lot of the baloney that's been taught in religions and in the Bible. I'm totally dismantling it, tearing it down, destroying it, and sharing with you the real truth of what is real. And so the Star of David, that six-pointed, what they call the Jewish star, the ones that the bad guys stuck on everyone before they marched them into the gas chambers, that one, that was the reason that was on this David's shield. So where it came from, the Star of David, it was called the Star of David because King David was told by the angelics to put it on his shield for protection, and that was the Merkaba. Okay, they didn't know how to paint. You couldn't paint a third dimensional 3D thing like this back then. Nobody knew how to do that. They weren't that smart. How they didn't really know how to paint it, so they made it look like what they saw. So they made it look more 3D, like flat, which was a six-pointed star, because they were trying to get across the image of it in a way that was very simple, because they weren't like Michelangelo's back then. Okay, they didn't really know how to do three-dimensional artwork back then. Nobody really knew how to do three-dimensional. People were painting stick people back then. Okay, they couldn't paint like they did in the Renaissance period and that type of thing, where it was more three-dimensional. So the star that you see, the Star of David, it's not really supposed to be flat. It's actually a Merkaba. And the reason that's on there is the same reason Elena Denon and her friends up on the ships say wear these things to protect you, because it protects you. And that is why King David was so powerful and his army was so powerful, and why he had so many successes in his life and was an amazing leader and king, is because he used the Merkaba to his advantage. He was taught how to use it, and he knew how to use it well. And so that goes to show you, if you know how to use the power of the Merkaba, you could literally like lead entire kingdoms and empires, because he did it with that as well. So there's a lot of people who don't know that. People think that the Star of David is just the Star of David. It's just a six-pointed star, but it's not. It's really, if you're Jewish and you're wearing this, then you're wearing the real deal, not the first dimensional represented. It's not a 3D representation of it. It's a 1D first dimension, which is flat. First dimension's flat, and it's a first dimensional representation of it, just kind of like the planet, because we're in third dimension. That's why the Earth is round, not flat. You can't have a flat Earth in the third dimension. So anyways, let's see what else. So basically, it's in Jewish culture and religion, the Merkaba represents a multi-layered approach towards the world, the ecosystem, and the nature of humans. The Hasidic Jews see the symbol as a way of contemplating how to become a better person. Okay, so this symbolizes how to be a better person. All right. It's really similar to the Star of David because of that. And they look at the Star of David as a symbol of how to be a better person. That's why Jews wear it. They don't just wear it because it's a symbol of Judaism. They wear it because it symbolizes being a better person. So much like the Sri Yantra, this Merkaba is used for meditative purposes. It can be a source of enlightenment and power, which helps you realize your full potential. And it allows you to connect not only to the goodness inside of you, but also to your higher self, to the field of love and light and goodwill that surrounds you. And you can extend this thing out to other people with the same healing energy. So that's really important. You can use it to transcend other realities and dimensions. And during meditation, actually, wait a second. No, I'll go over this in a minute. Yeah, you can use it to increase your own vibration. Basically, while you meditate, by doing a Merkaba meditation, you will raise your... People are constantly writing into me, Kimberly, how can I raise my frequency? Because in order to ascend, we have to keep raising our frequency. So one huge way is to do a Merkaba meditation. And that's visualizing the symbol around you. And I will talk more about that in a second here. But once you practice it several times, it'll be easier and easier to do. Okay. So it's not going to happen the first time, possibly, unless you're somebody who's really adept at this, somebody who's really, really, really good at it. Then it may happen for you the first time, but some of you may have to practice it over and over. So don't get angry at me. Don't get angry with yourself. You're just a human and you've never done this before. So once I teach you what you're going to do to activate your Merkaba, your actual real Merkaba, besides this one, I'm also going to talk to you about how to get one of these, where to get them, and what to do with it. So, so don't worry, everything will be presented to you today. So you will leave here fully loaded and armored up with all kinds of tools. So I'm trying to think, what else am I missing? I think that's about it. I think I actually covered that. So, okay, so let's talk now about how you can use this wonderful thing. So first of all, to buy this, so this one, I have it wrapped in copper and I got it on Etsy, and there are lots of these. This one is an amethyst one, which I think, my personal opinion, as far as what type of Merkaba you should wear, I think you should wear either a purple amethyst quartz Merkaba, a pink quartz Merkaba, a milky quartz Merkaba, which is like a white color, or a clear quartz Merkaba, which looks like glass. Now, if you buy the clear quartz, you need to make sure that you check all the, if you go to Etsy to buy this stuff, which is etsy.com, that's where I get most of my crystal jewelry. Find sellers that have thousands of ratings with almost 5-star, and go down and read the reviews and make sure that they say it's not fake glass, because there's a lot of weirdos on Etsy that are selling plastic. You know, back in the day when I didn't know better, I ordered crystals and they turned up at my house and they were just phony painted glass. And you can get that can happen. So how you avoid it is you pick the one that has like 5,000 or 20,000. I think like this one had 22,000 sales on theirs, and they were all almost 5 stars. So you know that you're going to get the real deal, and you can tell a real crystal when you get it. You'd have to be pretty stupid to not be able to tell the difference between plastic or acrylic and an actual rock or glass. I mean, you can tell the real thing a mile away, the way it feels in your hand, the energy. You can actually feel it vibrate. Like when I hold this in my hand, for example, I just bought a Moldavite, which is really tiny, and they're super expensive because they're actually rarer than diamonds. And I got this little teeny ass little Moldavite that came in the mail. It's so tiny and it was so expensive. It was like $100 for this little thing, just slightly bigger than my engagement ring. Not very big. But when I held it in my hand, I felt the power and the energy, like it literally vibrated like crazy. So that's how you know that it's real. That's one of the ways you know that it's real. But make sure that you're careful to get the real thing. It doesn't matter if it has the copper. Mine is wrapped in copper. And the reason I did that is I'm trying not to, if you can get one that's wrapped that doesn't have stuff glued onto it, that is the better thing. And the reason why is you don't want to change the integrity, the structure, or the shape of the actual Merkaba. So if you buy one that has some thing glued onto the top of it and then a thing sticking out of it, it changes the whole shape of it. And it's no longer a perfect Merkaba anymore. It needs to be the perfect tetrahedrons, the two tetrahedrons in each other. It's got 8 points, and that is a real one. And it's also, by the way, our Merkaba is also known as Metatron's cube. The reason it's called Metatron's cube is because Archangel Metatron is affiliated with this. He also resonates with the color purple, like amethyst. So if you get an amethyst one, that resonates with him really strongly. Also with Archangel Michael, and also indigo blue is a Archangel Michael color. But this is called a Metatron's cube because it also is, how do you want to say, affiliated with Archangel Metatron. It's something that people who work with him, people who are psychic, or even just normal people who do work with him, know that he presents with this. This is something that he's really big on teaching, is how to power up your, it's part of his work that he does. I don't know how to explain this. It's hard to explain, but I guess the best way I can explain is every archangel has like different duties, different things they stand for, different things they're in charge of. Like Raphael is healing. So like when you want to do healing work, the color he represents is green. And if he shows up in your house, you will see green flashes everywhere. Like you'll literally see it. When Michael shows up, you'll see indigo or purple flashes. Metatron, you'll see purple as well. And so each of them have like a different duty, a different thing they do. And Metatron is in charge of the Akashic records, which are the records of everything that's happened since God first since God made things, basically. All the records of everything going all the way back. But he also works with people's Merkabas. He also works with telecommunications, electronics. He works with electronic devices, sacred geometry, all that kind of stuff. That's all Metatron stuff. Sacred geometry, electronic devices, energy, all that kind of stuff. Physics, like Tesla stuff, is very, very Archangel Metatron. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if Metatron, we'll put it this way, I'm guessing Tesla, one of his guides was Metatron, because Metatron works with like electricians and engineers and inventors, like your Edisons and Teslas and stuff like that. That's Metatron works with them because that's his thing. So so he uses this is a big thing. So they call it the Metatron cube, and I don't know when they started calling it that. I don't know the history of that, so don't ask me. I can't answer that question for you. But that's as much as I know about that. And so what you want to do is you want to order one of these from Etsy. And if you don't want to order it from Etsy, you can go to your local crystal shop and ask them for a real, either clear quartz, rose quartz, or amethyst quartz, Merkaba, or a milky quartz. You can also use a selenite. I have a selenite Merkaba that I keep at the head of my bed, and I have a black tourmaline Merkaba that I keep at the foot of my bed. Those two you wouldn't necessarily wear on you. And the reason why is selenite is really fragile and it crumbles really easily. So if you're wearing a selenite Merkaba on your neck, you have a really easy chance of it crumbling or breaking while you're wearing it. I keep my selenite Merkaba in a place where it can't get broken or cracked really easily. It's a lot like Himalayan salt crystal. Like all my Himalayan salt crystal lamps keep breaking off pieces all the time. They're just so sensitive and delicate. So is selenite. So if you get a selenite Merkaba, you want to put it in a place in your house that for protection, like to protect your house. And you can use Merkabas all over your house actually for protection. You can place them all around for protection. That's one way of doing it. But you want to wear either the quartz crystal one. So either amethyst quartz, pink quartz, white quartz, or clear quartz. That's what you want to wear. Why? Because they're hard, like a rock or like a diamond. They're really hard. And so it's not going to break when you're wearing it. It's not going to disintegrate and fall apart. So that's what you want to wear. Now you can have Merkabas all over your house. I have one hanging up there that's made out of, it's actually made out of copper wire. It's a copper wire, and then it's got the chakra crystals hanging down through the middle of it. So you can get Merkabas that are made of all kinds of different materials and have them all over your house. Like I said, I keep the selenite one for protection and for connection to source at the top of my bed, and a black tourmaline one at the bottom of my bed. And the black tourmaline, the other reason you don't want to wear a black tourmaline Merkaba around your neck is because that black tourmaline is not a crystal that's used for powering up your energy. It is used for absorbing other people's negative energy, and it's used for psychic protection and protection from demonic entities and psychic attack and that type of thing. So you need to use, when we're talking about powering up your light body, which is what we're going to do with the Merkaba, is you want to power it up and you want to raise your vibration. In order to raise your frequency, you need the quartz crystals, because those are the highest vibrational crystals in the world. So they're going to raise your frequency. So the selenite, like I said, you don't want to wear that because it breaks easily. And the black tourmaline, you want to bring, and I talk about this in multi videos. I don't want you to say that I'm how do you want to say, what's the word? I'm just saying the opposite of what I usually say. So yes, you do want to use black tourmaline and you do want to wear it around your neck. You just don't want to wear it in a Merkaba format. Okay. The whole purpose of the Merkaba is to power up your Merkaba and to protect your light body and your energy body and your soul. Okay. That's the purpose of the Merkaba. Whereas the tourmaline, black tourmaline, has its own purpose. I did a whole other video about psychic protection, protecting from demons, and I talked about carrying black tourmaline in your pocket or wearing it on your, I usually wear a bracelet made of black tourmaline everywhere I go. Actually, black tourmaline and selenite, I wear that everywhere I go. And I wear the black tourmaline necklace that one of my subscribers basically sent me, that she creates crystal. I talked about that on my video, and I even gave you guys a link to her website to get those, and those types of things. So black tourmaline is good for protection, just not in the Merkaba form. Okay, so today we're just talking about the Merkaba only. We're not talking about that other stuff. So with the Merkaba, the crystal, the highest vibrational crystal is what you want. So again, any kind of a quartz crystal, and that would be clear quartz, milky quartz, pink quartz, and amethyst quartz. Okay. And what that angel told me, this was like a week ago or whatever, was when I woke up, was that using either an amethyst crystal with a clear quartz Merkaba or using an actual amethyst Merkaba, what that does is it connects your third eye and your crown chakra directly to source. It helps you get up into the higher frequency and into fifth. It'll put you into fifth density, like way faster. It will help you, access your higher self, your memories, your knowledge, your sacred knowledge, your spiritual knowledge, all of that type of thing. And it will really help you to connect with the divine. And so because purple quartz crystal or amethyst quartz crystal resonates with the crown chakra and the third eye chakra. Okay. So what those do is the crown chakra is what links you to God or source, creation, the angelic realms at all times. And the third eye, of course, is your intuition, your inner compass, your ability to have psychic abilities, all that type of thing. So by wearing this, you're basically powering up these two chakras all the time, and you're powering up your own Merkaba around you. So now that we talked about wearing a Merkaba and where to buy it, I want to talk to you about how to, what you need to do once you receive it. So once you receive it in the mail, it has other people's energies on it, okay? Because quartz crystals do need to be cleared. So how you can clear it is you can rinse it under cold water for a minute. You can smudge it with Palo Santo, or you can put it in a little bucket or container that has salt in it and let it sit there for a couple hours or something to clear the energy. And then once you clear the energy, you're going to hold it in your left hand, which is your receiving hand, and you're going to bless it in the name of love. And you're going to ask divine source creator, infinite creator, God, mother, father, God, whatever you want to call that, I am that I am. And Yeshua, ask Yeshua, and also Archangel Michael to come in and bless your Merkaba. Also ask Metatron, since Metatron's connected to your Merkaba, ask Metatron to give it a blessing, to fill it up with the power of the highest frequency of unconditional love and protection and light. So love, light, and protection. That's what you want infused into your Merkaba. And then once you do that, once you've kind of dedicated, that's called like dedicating your crystal or putting your intention into your crystal. Some people call it programming your crystal. Once you've programmed it, you also can put your intention in that every time you wear this thing, you not only will be safe and protected angelically and by God, but you'll be able to connect to them easier. And you will also power up your Merkaba that's around you. Okay. So that's the other half of that with wearing the Merkabas. So, okay, I'm trying to think. All right, now on to the biggie here. The biggie here is going to be the Merkaba Meditation. So what you can do is you can close your eyes and ground and center. Make sure your feet are flat on the floor. Your hands are uncrossed. Don't cross your hand. It crosses your energy. And when you're wearing, and it doesn't matter if you have a Merkaba around your neck or you're holding an actual Merkaba, like a big, huge one. I have a lot of big, huge ones. If you're holding one, however you want to do it. And you don't even need to have a Merkaba to do this. You can just do it yourself. So you're going to either take a Merkaba or wear a Merkaba or don't have a Merkaba. It's up to you. I don't care. Sit, close your eyes, put your feet flat on the floor. Put your hands in your lap, holding on to something or not. And you're going to take some cleansing breaths in to ground, center, and protect yourself. You're going to imagine connecting with Mother Gaia and grounding yourself. You may even want to hold on to a hematite crystal to ground yourself better. You can put that in your lap right underneath your butt. Actually sit on it because that will connect your root chakra to Mother Earth. You want to ground yourself down. You want to breathe in light from source and take it down through your crown and pull it all the way through your body, and just breathe in really long and deep to a count of 8 and out through your mouth really slowly. I'm gonna okay, good. Sorry, I'm having issues with the camera. So you want to close your eyes and you want to breathe in. You want to connect with Mother Earth. So every time you meditate, you want to do what's called ground, center, and protect. Okay. So you ground yourself to the earth, either through sending roots out of your feet and putting an intention to connect with Mother Gaia, or you can hold on to a hematite or a black onyx or a red, what are those called? Red jasper in your lap, which will ground you. And you can do that. So that's that. And then the protection part is inviting in your guardian angels, God, Archangel Michael, and Metatron into protection around you. And you invite them in to help you power up your Merkaba. You say, please help me power up my Merkaba. And you imagine the tetrahedron, the top one, which is the male. It looks like a pyramid over the top of your head, like that, over the top of your head. Big, and you imagine that over the top of you and you're inside of it. And then you imagine the female one below you shaped like this. That's the one that's shaped like an upside down triangle. And imagine the top masculine one spinning clockwise and the feminine one spinning counterclockwise, and get it spinning at the same time. This may be hard for you guys. So if you have a hard time, just imagine this big star around you. If it's really hard, if you just can't imagine those tetrahedrons interlocked around you, because I personally have a hard time with it. I have a really hard time. So I do the best I can. There is no wrong way. There is no right way. Don't get upset with yourself. Don't get upset with me, because there's not like a wrong and a right way. It's really more about you sitting and making an effort, and ask Metatron to assist you. And if you have to, sit and stare at an actual Merkaba and imagine that you're placing yourself inside of that. So that's another way to do that. Okay. The next step is you want to expand it out as far as you can. So imagine the Merkaba growing bigger and bigger and bigger, and you can expand it as big as you want. It's up to you. It doesn't matter how far. Without me even meditating on it, just wearing this thing, mine is at 7 feet expansion, and that's just by me just wearing this because it's powering it up. Okay, so this is like a power booster for my actual Merkaba. Okay, so I'm trying to think what else to tell you here. So you're going to imagine that spinning, the top one spinning clockwise, the bottom one counterclockwise. You can sit in that meditation as long as you want. Even if you just do it 5 minutes, it's good as gold. Okay. So don't get upset with me and put in the questions, oh my gosh, how long do I do this for? Don't even worry. Okay. Do it 5 minutes, do it 3 minutes. Even if it was just 1 minute, it's better than nothing. If you want to sit there and you're like a monk or somebody and you want to sit there for an hour and just imagine your Merkaba around you, you can do that. If you're somebody who's that dedicated, I give you high fives, sister and brother, whoever, it's like, If you can literally sit there and imagine that thing for a whole hour, most humans don't have the attention span of a fly, and they can't, sit there and do that. So everybody wants everything quick, quick, quick. It's the way our environment and our lifestyle is. So it's really hard for people to sit still in a meditation and focus on one thing for an hour. In fact, that's Zen. Zen meditation is you sit and stare at a candle for an hour, or you sit and stare at something for an hour, sit and stare at your Merkaba for an hour. And sometimes 5 hours, sometimes 10 hours. I mean, Buddhist monks will sit and stare at a candle for 10 hours, or Zen monks, If you have that kind of perseverance and stubbornness and awesomeness, and you can do that, oh my gosh, you're my hero. I can't do that, okay? The longest I can sit in a meditation for without losing it is probably an hour is good for me. My meditations are usually 20, 30 minutes long, 1 hour. And that's the sitting quiet and staring at something kind of meditation, or focusing on something. Now, if it's a meditation or it's a guided meditation, somebody's guiding me and I'm listening to them, heck, I could do that for 3 hours because my mind is doing something. But if I'm just sitting and staring at something, I'm a human, and I can only handle or tolerate that for probably about an hour. That's about it. So I am not going to point a finger at you if you do it if you send me a message and say, I could only do this for 1 minute, Kimberly, is that okay? Because I know a lot of you, I totally know you all by now, because the same people put the same questions over and over every time I do these videos, and I'm learning your personalities through your wonderful questions. And so I know you guys are going to go, oh, I tried it out and I could only do it 3 minutes. Am I bad, or am I doing it wrong? No. There's no wrong way. There's no right way. I keep bumping the table and it's bumping my camera and making my camera do this, by the way. Keep bumping it with my arm because it's having some Italian in my background. I talk with my hands all the time, thanks to my father's family. I talk with my hands, so I bump things a lot with my hands. So there is no wrong way. There is no right way. You just do it as long as you can. Okay. The more you can sit there and the longer you can sit and imagine that thing expanding around you, the more you're going to power up and raise your vibration. That's all I can say. So don't try to spank yourself over this, abuse yourself, beat yourself up over, I'm not doing it right. There is no right way or wrong way. I'm going to be launching a meditation class in the coming weeks, a basic meditation on how the ins and outs, everything you need to know about meditation, the history of it, what it is, how to do it. There's 108 types of it. I will be launching that course online, pre-recorded, so that you can watch it and do it whenever you want. And that will really help all you guys with all the do's and don'ts of meditating. So for now, just hang in there. And even if you can do that for like a minute, you're perfect. You're awesome. You don't need to get upset or worried about it, because I know all of you guys are really concerned about whether you're doing the things that I teach correctly or not. And thank you for that. Thank you for being so interested in this and so wanting to do this work. All I can say, I just wanted to give you an applause for that. I'm so proud of you, and I really, really appreciate all the hard work that you guys are all doing to become more spiritual and raise your vibration and get closer to source and closer to God and Christ consciousness, and all this hard work you guys are doing. I know a lot of you are watching my videos and then going and doing the exercises and the work that I teach you, and the stuff that I teach you for healing and everything. I know you guys in protection. I got tons and tons of emails from you all after I did the protection video, of everybody saying, oh, I ran out and bought my tourmaline and I did this and that, and here's what happened. And I am so grateful to get that feedback from you all, to know that my words are not falling on deaf ears. Everything I'm teaching, people are actually following through. Because the one thing I've been counseling people and coaching people for 25 years now. And the one thing that I tell them is, and I mean professionally for 25 years. And the one thing I tell people is that, I can teach you all kinds of amazing stuff, but it's not going to work unless you follow through. You have to be accountable for yourself and responsible for yourself. So if I teach you some stuff and then it falls on deaf ears and nothing happens, your life's not going to improve. Nothing's going to change. Your spirituality is not going to change. Nothing's going to change. The only way it changes and improves is when I teach you this stuff. You need to go and do it. If you're not doing it, nothing's going to get better for you. So thank you to all of you who are responding in the comments and saying, I did this, I did that. It really makes me feel good, because I know that, the whole purpose of my doing these videos, I don't care about freaking fame. I don't care. If the whole planet knew who I was, I wouldn't really care. I really don't, honestly. What I care about is how many people are benefiting, how many people benefit from the information that I give out. I'm not just some talking head. I'm giving you things that will help you and to benefit your lives and your health and your relationships and your spirituality as much as possible. So my goal with this channel is giving you as much content as I can that you can take away, you can use to make your life better. And when you guys respond on the comments and tell me, I tried this, I tried that, here's what happened, it really makes me feel good, whether or not your experiences was a good one or a bad one. Like, we even had people have bad experiences, but at least I know that they tried it. Like, they tried something out, like they tried to meditate. For example, a bad experience would be somebody who sat there and tried to meditate and they kept falling asleep. Okay, so they messaged me and said, no matter how hard I meditate, Kimberly, I'm falling asleep all the time. I'm going to address that in the meditation course I'm teaching, because there's all sorts of training for how to not fall asleep while you're meditating. So there's a lot of stuff on that. So if you want to learn how to do those things, you can. But there are some people who will try this stuff and the reaction or the result will not be what they expected. And that's fine. The fact that you are all trying it, I applaud you. Seriously, thank you so much. I'm so grateful that you're listening to me, that you're following through, that you're doing this work. It's so important for you to not just listen to me and treat it like it's just entertainment. I'm not here for entertainment. I'm here as a teacher. If you think this is entertainment, then you're on the wrong channel. Honestly, it's not entertainment, okay? I'm serious. When I'm here, I'm very serious about helping you all. When I did that video about protecting you all from demonic attack, I was dead serious. I love all of you. The thought of you guys being attacked by these entities makes me sick, okay? So that's why I did that video. So I'm here to help you. I'm not here for entertainment. So I hope this was helpful for you today and you enjoyed it. And really, basically, that's it with the Merkaba thing. It's just sitting and quieting your mind, connecting to Earth, connecting to God, Source, inviting in Archangel Metatron and Archangel Michael to help you and assist you to power up your Merkaba, imagining it spinning, get it spinning. You can give it a color if you want. You can make it all white light. I prefer to have it a white light Merkaba myself. That's just my preference, but maybe you want it a bright yellow Merkaba. Maybe you wanted a bright green. Maybe you want a bright purple, like this lovely little amethyst. That is up to you. So thank you again for joining me here. And please like, share, and subscribe. I am no longer offering private sessions. I am offering group sessions. So if you want a private session, you can still kind of get that with me in a way. If you're a lady, I'm doing a women's spiritual support group starting in a couple weeks from now in October. I'll have a link in the description here, but it's only $25 for 2 hours. You come on with 14 other awake spiritual seeking women and you get to ask me all your questions. You can ask me whatever you want. You can ask me where you came from. You can ask me relationship issues, any kind of questions you want to ask. Everything stays in the group. It's private. If you don't want your name and your face shown on video camera, you don't have to be on video camera. You can use a pseudonym name. You can say my name is Josie Marie when your name's really Cheryl or something. It's up to you. But you can ask whatever questions you want of me. It's kind of like a private session, but a group forum. We're going to pray. In fact, we're going to probably pray at the beginning of every single meeting. That's the first thing we're going to do. We're going to pray for the planet, for each other, for our families, our friends, everything that's happening on the planet. I think that's really important. We're going to probably do some healing and meditating work in these sessions. Because I'm psychic and clairvoyant and all that, I'm going to go with what the energy of the group is, like what you all need. So let's say everybody shows up that night and they're all having headaches from Ascension symptoms, and we're going to do a headache clearing, meditation or something like that. But then you're also going to get to ask me all your questions, and you're going to get 2+ hours to do so for only $25. It's a really good deal. I'm offering 4 a week. I have them Mondays at 10 a.m. Pacific time, Mondays at 3 p.m. Pacific time, Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Pacific time, and Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Pacific time, and that's USA time. So if you're in Israel, it's 10 hours later. If you're in Europe, it's anywhere from 8 to 10 hours later, depending on what country you're in. If you're UK, it's 8 hours later. So 10 a.m. would be like 6 p.m. UK time would be the 10 a.m. United States time. So that one would probably be the best one for you. Or the 3 p.m. if you're a late night owl, you could do 11 p.m. UK time, which is 3 p.m. time. So there's 2 times that are good for people in Europe, which are the 10 a.m. Monday, 10 a.m. Tuesday. You can go to the Learn It Live website. That's a company that I do these through. All my classes are up there as well. You can go to my website, spiritualgrowthjourneys.com, and go to the classes and workshops page. I've got an energy medicine 9 hours worth of training. It would normally cost anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000 for you to do this with somebody else, but I'm doing it for $197 because I'm trying to make it super cheap and affordable for everyone to learn how to heal themselves and heal everyone else. So you can do that. I've got a chakra balancing workshop up there. I have a self-guided past life regression. If you want to do past life regression, there's one up there ready for you. It's very inexpensive. You can listen to it as many times as you want to look at all the past lives that you want to look at. I'm going to be adding new classes like every month from now on. And in the future, I will be doing a bunch of live classes once I'm booked solid with private sessions, and I have a mile-long waiting list for the next week or 2 here. Do not put in the comments or email me and say, do you have any sessions open? Because I don't. And the waiting list is so long, you'd be number 100 on the waiting list. So it's not going to happen because there's just literally a week or 2 left of this. And then I'm moving to the weekly women's groups, and there's 4 that you can choose from. So there's 60 spots. So 60 of you can come each week and do counseling with me from now until January. They're listed up all the way through January. So if you wanted to do a private session and you're bummed that you can't, and you're female, sign up for the women's group. If you're male and you want a private session, I'm going to refer you over to either Amy Satori or Nancy Yearout. Those are my 2 ladies that I like to send people to. There's nancyyearout.com and Amy Satori. It's Amy, AMYSATORI.com. And Nancy Yearout is Nancy, NANCY, and then Yearout, like the word year, and out, YEAROUT.com. Those are the 2 ladies who I am referring people to for private sessions, especially if you're male, since I'm only doing a women's support group. The reason I'm not doing a men's support group is I cannot get any men to commit to the support group. I'll have 1 or 2 guys that say, why aren't you doing a men's support group? And then every time I've ever tried to do a men's support group, not 1 man signs up for it. I'll have a bunch of men bitching about why I have a women's only support group. And then when I offer the men's one, nobody signs up. Whenever I've offered women's support groups over the years, all the women sign up. I don't have women sitting there bitching, why don't you have a women's support group, and then not sign up when I do it. So sorry guys, but I don't know what's up with men not wanting to commit. This is why a lot of women are having relationship issues with men, and that is the commitment thing. So I'm not saying all you guys do it. I have a husband who commits immediately. He's an amazing committer. Not all men are created equal. Some men are committers, some men are not committers, but for me, I've had bad luck with the men's groups. Not 1 guy wants to commit. So don't give me heck about it. It's not my fault. And if you put something nasty in the comments about blah, 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 you won't have a men's group, yeah, I'll just delete and block that. So that's about it. Again, please like, share this with as many people as you can who you think it will be beneficial to. Subscribe. Make sure you hit the like button, because of the fact that the more people who hit the like buttons, the more likes I get, the more visible the videos are to help other people on YouTube. They'll pop them up and they'll promote them on YouTube when there's a lot of likes. When there's not a lot of likes, they don't. And I want it to be as visible to as many people so we can get more people to get this information to help them on their spiritual journey. Because again, this is all about how many people can I help to get ahead of the game here. and to ascend. You know, how many people can we have on this planet ascending together, which is amazing. So let's all work together and make that happen. I love you all. I'm sending you all big hugs. And I wanted to point out really quick, I have this dream. I just have this amazing dream that when all this crazy plague stuff leaves the planet and the lockdown crap leaves the planet, all this crap leaves, I want to travel all over the world. I want to teach and speak to you guys about the ancient Essene stuff and Christ teachings and healing and energy work and all this stuff. And the biggest thing I want to do is I want to hug every single one of you. There's a famous Indian saint named Mother Amma. I think her name's Amma. She's known as the hugging saint. I literally see myself being like her because I'm a very lovey-dovey, huggy, kissy person. And I just really want to give, like, all my friends, all my clients, I just really want to hug you guys so bad. So I know that sounds crazy, but I love hugging. I'm a hugger. So I'm a very loving person, and I love to hug people. So I have this vision, this dream that I'm going to go all over the world, teach everybody, and hug everybody in my class. Everybody's going to get a big hug full of love, unconditional love. So I have unconditional love for all of you. And now I'm going to get all teary-eyed. But anyways, all right. Thank you for joining me here. I love you all so much. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye.